Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss one very important question. Is truck dispatching legal? Okay, so I have to start this video with a disclaimer that this video is not a legal advice. If you're looking for legal advice, you should talk to your attorney. In this video, I will be just expressing my opinions related to this topic and try to clarify some misunderstandings related to truck dispatchers and freight brokers. So over the years, I've been asked the question if truck dispatching is legal and if truck dispatchers should obtain a freight broker license. Now, this question comes from really misconception and misunderstanding of what freight brokers do and what truck dispatchers do. Okay, just to quickly recap, we need to point out that freight brokers service shippers or individual shipping companies, any kind of businesses that needs something shipped, and their job is to find a matching transportation company. Okay, their client is the shipper. Their client is not a transportation company, and they usually collect money from the shipper, and then they pay out a portion of the money to the transportation company for transporting the cargo. They do keep a percentage of that amount as their commission, and that's how freight brokers make money. Now, truck dispatchers don't do that. Truck dispatchers work for transportation companies, usually trucking companies, and their job is to find the best possible option for their client based on their client's requirements. They're not collecting money from the shippers or brokers, and they're not paying anything out to the transportation company. Their job, again, is to find the load, help transportation company or trucking company with paperwork, billing, and so on and so on. So these are the differences between truck dispatchers and freight brokers. Now, this summer, FMCSA held a big hearing about truck dispatching. Okay, and a lot of the different people from different industries were present. Again, freight brokers, truck dispatchers, trucking companies, and they were trying to define who truck dispatchers are, if they should be licensed, and so on and so on. So you can read, there is basically a printout of this meeting available on the internet, but I will summarize a few things for you. So first things first, if you as a truck dispatcher collect a payment from the shipper or a freight broker and then pay something to a trucking company or a transportation company for transporting the cargo, you're basically brokering freight, and you will be classified as a freight broker, and you must obtain a freight broker license. So as I have been pointing out over the years in our training, that you as a truck dispatcher never collect any kind of money from the shippers, and you never pay your client for transportation. All you do is do your primary duties of finding the freight, doing the paperwork, doing the billing, and then charging your client, which is a trucking company, for the work you have done. You're basically doing an administrative type of work, and you are charging for it. Nothing less, nothing more. Now, the second issue that was discussed at this hearing is so-called bona fide agent for the motor carrier. So they've been saying that if you are acting as this basically exclusive agent for the motor carrier, you cannot dispatch other trucks because you will be deciding which carrier gets which load. Now, with that, I have a bit of a problem because, first of all, as a truck dispatcher, I can notify my client that I will not work with them exclusively, so they know this fact. Second, just from the practical standpoint, the chance that there is basically that I have multiple clients and they have the same trucks in the same area at the same time with the same equipment type, and I have to decide who gets the load is pretty much very unlikely. Okay, our clients tell us what kind of load they need. Okay, and the two clients gonna be looking for the same thing at the same time is almost impossible. Plus, again, you can outline in your service agreement that you will serve them on the first come, first serve basis. So whoever first asks for the load gets the first available load. Simple as that. I'm not sure how this rule actually can be enforced because for FMCSA to know how many clients you service or who are your clients, again, it's not really a public information. It's something that is private, and I think, again, very, very, very difficult to figure out. On the top of that, we have to recognize that a lot of dispatching companies operate outside of the United States. And for example, a company located somewhere in Ukraine or in India is not even going to cooperate with FMCSA. Okay, they're just finding loads, they're doing paperwork, and they're billing their clients for the services they do. They don't have to provide any disclosures. Again, they're not licensed by FMCSA. They don't have any obligations to do anything. So if this rule was to be enforced, that would put pretty much any US businesses at disadvantage against their foreign counterparts. And based on what I just said, that brings up the third important point from this hearing. And that is where FMCSA says that it has no interest in regulating or licensing truck dispatchers. Now, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I personally would love for FMCSA to license truck dispatchers. There would be an exact structure, there would be exact requirements, we probably would weed out some bad actors from the industry and would outline, again, a clear path for how things work. But they don't want to do it because truck dispatchers, again, they're not interacting with the shippers and collecting payments, so they're really not a party to the transportation transaction. They're just an administrative assistance to one of the parties, which is usually a trucking company. In some cases, it may be a freight brokerage, when again, they're just conducting administrative duties by posting loads, screening motor carriers, and so on and so on. But their name is not on the contract as the party, they're not collecting any money, and they technically do not present any safety hazard or risks to the public. Okay, so to summarize my opinion on the hearing held by FMCSA, I have to say that, first of all, again, if you start collecting money from shippers and paying out money to transportation companies, you will be freight brokering and you will need to get a license, otherwise you can get yourself in trouble. Okay, so don't do that. Don't get involved in this flow of money. On the issue of exclusivity, I think you should be upfront with your clients and tell them that you will not be representing them exclusively, that you will do your best to find them the best load options possible, but you are not working just with them. Okay, you can also, again, put in place certain procedures where you say that you serve clients on the first come, first serve basis. So if they're the first to get the load, then they're the first who's going to get it. And last but not least, again, let's remember that as of right now, FMCSA is not licensing truck dispatchers. Okay, that doesn't make them illegal. It just says that they're not regulating them. They're not willing to regulate them. Okay, again, I think it's not necessarily a good thing. We would love for them to issue licenses to truck dispatchers, but they don't. Okay, and again, it makes sense because truck dispatchers are really providing administrative assistance. Okay, they're not part of a transportation transaction. They're just helping one of the parties. So again, I hope this provides you with some clarification. Now you don't have to read this long, boring document. If you have any comments or questions, post them below. Let's discuss it. You may have a different opinion on this, and would love to hear that. So, but that is my take, that is my opinion. This is how I see things personally. And with all that being said, we are going to wrap up this video, and I will see you next time.